Hey YouTube, Silenced here with Airsoft Team OSMD, and today I have a tech tip video on how to remove stripped screws. So here I have an old ICS gearbox that this Phillips head screw here, which I'll zoom in on, is just terribly stripped. I mean, I try and put my screwdriver on it. I know you can't see it, but it's terrible. There's no way I could get it out. So, how am I going to get it out? Well, usually people will tell you, go buy easy outs, try a rubber band, try left-handed drill bits. None of that stuff really works, in my experience. The only thing that ever really works is hammering a torque bit into it. So, what you need to do, go to Harbor Freight or somewhere, Amazon, and pick up a set of these torques. It goes from T60, which that's a mammoth right there, that's huge, all the way down to a T8, and it has a 1/4 inch drive for a socket on it. This is a T8. For this application I'm going to need a T15, and I'll explain how I know that. So this bit here, what I need to do is look at, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to hammer this star drive down in and then rotate to turn it out. And I'm going to do that, I'm going to use a T15 because when I look at it, there's still material that I can hammer into. If I use too small of one, I'm actually going down into the stripped section, and that's not going to do me any good. I need to hammer the stars on the perimeter into the material that's left on the flat top level of the screw. So in order to hammer it, what you need to get is you need to get a really strong impact. This is an adapter. It takes a 3/8 socket and changes it to a 1/4 inch. And then what you do is you put in your drive, and now you have a nice flat chrome molybdenum piece that you can hammer onto. And then in order to turn it out, I'll use a vice grip. So I'll hook this up, I'll clamp this onto the body of it. So once I hammer it down in, I'll be able to turn it out. I've actually never tried this before, but before you start, you want to make sure that you drill out any remaining material. But you want to make sure that, just like when you tap a screw, that the body of this drill is actually smaller than the outside of this star, of this Torx bit. Because if you drill it bigger, if this drill bit is too big, you just defeated yourself. So you want to make sure it's slightly smaller. So first things first, get a drill. Make sure the drill bit is not wobbling, which this one is wobbling a little bit. So that's kind of annoying. There we go. I'm just going to drill this out real quick, just a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. So now any hope of getting it out is definitely gone because I just drilled it out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a hammer. I'm going to set this on as best I can, and then I'm going to try and brace it. It's going to be easier said than done. What you might want to do is utilize a vise, or get a friend to help if you can, but you're only one person. It's hard to stabilize it, because as soon as you start hammering, it's going to want to rotate down. So what you might want to do is take something to shim it up with, because it wants to do that. So I'm just looking off the fly what I have here. I have a strop right here. That might work to let it rest on, because now when I push down in, it's not going to move. Let me make sure I'm centered here in the camera. Because what you want to do is you really want to whack this thing hard. Get it down in there. Now let's see. I'm actually going to use one size smaller. So I'm not going to use a 15, I'm going to use a 10. Put that in. Prop that there. It's actually not perfect. There, that's better. I'm going to put this right there. I'm going to hammer hammering this down in as best that I can. And just like that, I got it. So the one I was trying to hammer in was too big. Zoom in on this. If you do this right, this technique will never fail you, because you're essentially hammering in a very well designed screwdriver into the head, and once you hammer it in, you've made new marks in there that fit it like a glove, and then you can just rotate your vice grip. And a lot of times you can actually take the old screwdriver once you get it started and continue backing it out all the way. Done. So hopefully you found this tip useful. It's helped me out a boatload of times. Another great thing about this design is sometimes it's really hard to get down into like pistol grips. I probably have one somewhere here laying around. Sometimes it's hard to get down into a pistol grip here. If you strip something way down here, what you can actually do is you can take an extension for I have one right here. I'm surprised I actually do. This is a 3/8 extension for like a socket. You can actually hook this up, and now you can actually put this down in, and you can actually hammer this down into your pistol grip or to a hard to reach area, and then you can hook up a socket once you hammer it down in, and you can rotate the screw right out, take the pistol grip off. A lot of other guys will tell you you have to hacksaw the pistol grip off to get down in, and that's not true. They don't know what they're talking about. So hopefully you found this tip useful, like I said. And this is Silence from Airsoft Team OSMD, and I'll see you guys in the next video.